Okay, good evening and welcome. Today is the October 2nd, 2023 meeting of the East Long Meadow School Committee. Call the meeting to order 6:04. This meeting is being both audio and videotaped this evening, and I would ask everyone to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you all. Roll call. Sam, would you like to start us out, please?
Sure. Samantha Velasquez, Secretary.
Pamela Blair, Assistant Superintendent for Business.
Nella Rochella.
Eric Smith, Superintendent of Schools.
Gregory Thompson.
Sarah Trulio.
Kate Lyden.
Amy Delenta.
Sandra Navidor, Student Representative.
Thank you, Sandrine. Okay, we have minutes for approval, September 18th.
Move to approve the minutes for September 18th, 2023 regular session meeting.
Motion made by Antonella,
Second.
second by Sarah. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, nay. That carries 5-0. Thank you. Committee and subcommittee communications. Noah,
No, I don't have anything right now.
Sarah,
Both were at the open house high school. We were able to join Pam and Gordon, Heather, and members from the design team to continue to showcase the work around the new high school. And then we also joined Gordon and Pam on some school visits over the past couple of weeks, where we were able to visit all 5 sites and get a sense of the routines and procedures that were in place and see some of the curriculum implementation that Heather has been working on. So it was great to be able to get out into classrooms and visit each of the schools over the past 2 weeks.
excellent. Thank you. Kate,
I don't have anything tonight.
Amy,
I was also able to attend the high school open house as a parent. It was wonderful, just as the other ones that I was able to attend. Leadership and administrators and teachers did such a fantastic job. I can't speak highly enough. And I was also able to attend the fundraiser that eLeaf ran, their race, and it was very well attended. I'm not sure what they raised, but it seemed to be very well attended.
how was your time? Your race.
I was cheering for people, as I mentioned in our last meeting.
Excellent. Sandrine,
So at the high school, we've had some sport events over the last few days. Girls soccer tied with Ludlow, and the football team had their first home game on Friday. We've also had some college visits at the high school. Boston College visited on September 27th. Bowdoin visited today, and in a few weeks, Trinity will visit on the 11th. And final bit of business, the late bus for the high school and the middle school started its rounds today. It began 2:45 to 2:55 and picked up students from the high school and the middle school.
You know how many students from the high school? I know we had 34 at the middle school.
I don't happen to know today, no.
That's a really good number.
Yeah, so we had 34 from the middle school, so I'm expecting that tomorrow it won't run, it's our district meeting day. But I'm expecting that the driver's probably gonna have some thoughts in terms of
Yeah.
recommendations. So we'll be back on Wednesday. Hopefully as good as new. So we want.
Gordon, how did families at the middle school know about that?
They were doing announcements. Hopefully that's what I had asked them to do,
Okay.
announcements throughout the last
I
week.
wonder if there's still some glitching with Power School.
It's good to know. We could follow.
I didn't get
Found that
anything.
but there are people that are not getting the announcements.
It's interesting. I get
And
some of the
emails.
emails, but nothing about that.
So I'm wondering, okay.
But that's a high number 2 ride. Like I wonder. if
yeah,
it's
so they heard somehow.
Somehow, yeah,
Just person.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what-
I was interested in, I didn't hear what the high school number was, but
I'll have to follow up with my Power
people-
School.
sounds like they wrote it, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know a few friends of mine from the high school, they were using it today.
All right, awesome.
Wonderful.
So the bus driver they drive everybody, they just tell the bus driver
So-
where they live?
So they do that, and what they're using is the model that they use in Agawam, where basically they set a series of stops around the town,
Yeah.
but They will become more specific with that route as they learn who their passengers are that day.
Oh,
They will also do that for our MECO students, for the stops that we normally do in Springfield.
Oh,
However, to the point you're making, when you have 34 students, it'll take a long time.
yeah, yeah.
The only thing that we'll have to, I'm sure, say at some point this week, whether it be a message from us or a message from the schools, that it will be a longer bus ride. If you have 34 from the middle school and whatever got on from the high school. And they are stops that are definitely group stops. So they're not going to go into neighborhoods as much as they do in the morning.
Yeah.
They're gonna meet at crossroads and drop everybody for that neighborhood at that crossroads.
Certainly demonstrates that the need was there.
Yes, which is really cool.
Mhm.
I'm glad we were able to do that.
I know.
Two students that came before us at the end of the school year who had done that work as
Terrific.
part of their civics project was really cool. That happened. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Great. Is that it, Sandrine?
Yep.
Great, thank you so
Thank you.
much for the updates, appreciate it. We have an opportunity for visitors to address the committee today. None, we will move on. Presentation, superintendent's report, we have a health services update.
We do, and we have Ms. Candace Goyette here, who is our administrator for health services. Come on up. I don't know if everybody's, have you met?
I've
Candy
not
before?
met her.
Okay, so Candy joined us at the end of the last school year as Kelly LeBonard was retiring. We had a chance for Kelly and Candy to work together for about 3 or 4 days, which was really helpful. And then actually Kelly came back
She's
for
on
1 half day this fall. But Candy's doing an exceptional job right now, not only throughout the summer, putting in everything together to start the school year, but as we started the school year, dealing with a few challenges as in our health services department, we also deal with any one-to-one nursing that might be needed and so forth. And like all staffing are in the area and probably throughout education, sometimes staffing lately has been challenging. Coming up, I should say. So, but Candy's been doing a fantastic job, and I'll let her take over and present sort of where we are with health services.
Thank you. Nice to meet everybody. So just a few things that I just wanted to kind of touch upon and update you, see where we're at, where we're headed. I just want to start by saying that when I started in early July, the leadership team was nothing shy of amazing. They were very welcoming, supportive, and encouraging. So that culture is something to be mentioned. It was very striking, and I immediately felt part of the team. As well as the nursing staff. I can't say enough about our building nurses and our one-to-ones. It's a really incredible team. Couple of things that I've been able to accomplish most recently is I was able to bring in somebody from CVS Pharmacy, or no, Stop and Shop Pharmacy, I'm sorry, to offer free flu clinics free of charge to the district. And the first one kicked off on Friday with a great success rate. The next one is going to be at Meadowbrook on Wednesday, and then Birchland Park and Maple Shade are going to share Thursday, and staff is going to come over from Maple Shade to access the flu clinic. So that's been staff has been really happy about having that option to do that. As Gordon had said, I was kind of muddled my way through some challenging staffing issues, which won't bore you with the details, but in the end, when it seemed really hard, it actually turned out to be actually kind of a nice gift. I was able to take a look at our staffing and make adjustments where we kind of needed it to save some, financially sound choices. And the choices that I've made have kind of created a nice culture for some of the staff. So that felt really good. I hired a care coordinator and a family outreach registered nurse. She's going to be starting with us in a couple of weeks, and she's going to help us.
The comprehensive health grant.
Yes. And she's going to help align with DESI goals, which is a focus on attendance. So she's going to be attending our building-based team meetings for attendance and kind of highlight those students that are struggling. Is it transportation? Do they have health concerns? So things like that. So she's going to be a real powerhouse, I think, in that on that end for us. And she's going to start on October 16th. I also hired a classroom RN in lieu of an agency RN that we were paying. So that was a nice financial savings for the district as well. And our district, the nurses district goal this year, we're going to be on a new 2-year goal so that we can all have the same goal and be on the same timeline. 1-year goal is going to be immunization compliance. So we're really working towards getting that 100% immunization compliance. So that's it.
Excellent.
Kind of connects right to that attendance goal.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Not immunized, fortunately, you can't be here
That's great.
with certain immunizations, I should say. Sorry,
Not COVID.
not. I knew that's what people were thinking.
That's all I have.
Great. Any other questions or comments for Candy today? No?
Thank you. Welcome. It's nice to
Yes.
meet you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Are you coming tonight?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you. You're welcome to stay, but you don't have to stay.
Yo, nice to meet everybody.
Night.
I would actually stay if I wasn't so lonely over here.
Okay, we have an update on the MSBA feasibility study.
Okay, as a few people mentioned, we've been attending open houses and the most recent one was high school open house. We also had our community forum the week prior to the high school open house. So a lot of this you've seen in terms of the pictures. So I pared the pictures down. So this is our current building. All of us live this. This is the existing overview of what we have. You see where existing building, all how the fields are laid out, athletic field and track that will stay no matter what the project becomes, and where we hope to go should we have a positive vote on November 7th. Couple key things that not only the lives and such during our community forums, but certainly are the topics of conversation as we're talking individually with families at open houses. Overall project cost is 177.5 million. The construction cost to build the new building is 147.5. That's part of obviously the 177.5. We think that we will receive a grant and think we're even stronger than thinking because we have had everything reviewed by the MSBA that we should be receiving a grant upwards of around 63 million, which would therefore leave the town share to about 114.5 million, which is down, as I've said in other presentations, from where we thought we were in February and March, and even May of last school year.
What's the money that's between from the project cost to the construction cost?
So construction cost is just building the new building.
Yep.
The overall budget deals with demolition, deals with
Okay.
site costs, moving out materials, contingencies.
Yep.
Questions on?
No.
Okay. Communications update. So you know the open houses that we've attended, Maple Shade, Birchland, Mountain View, and the high school most recently. We have Meadowbrook this week. There are 2 nights, October 4th and 5th. Most likely, we're going to probably set up somewhere around the book fair, which is a good spot, and people flock to the book fair, also have a chance to see us. So that'll be on the 4th and 5th. I believe they start around 6 p.m. We have a lunch discussion set up at the Council on Aging on Friday, the 13th. Should be a lucky day. And that's both to discuss the school project and the pool project. Because we want to make sure that people are aware that the building that's being built is a community building. Obviously, it's built first and foremost for academic reasons, but it's going to be a community building, just as this building's used most evenings, pretty much 7 days a week. I think a newer building will be used even more often, both by in-town groups and possibly out-of-town groups. Pool definitely will be something that will be an attraction because for the first time, should we get a new pool, it would be accessible during the school day when our phys ed program is not using it. And it would be accessible in a secure way where people could access it from the parking lot and not from the interior of the school building. And we could lock down the interior of the school building, so it's a separate building. So that discussion is taking place on Friday the 13th, a lucky day for all of us. Put that in your calendars if you'd like to join us. And then our final community forum is on October 19th. That's here at the high school. 5:30 tours for anybody who has not had a chance to tour this facility, and then a 6 p.m. forum in the cafeteria. Then the most important thing, all the work is heading towards November 7th. And that town vote on the ballot question, which would allow for debt exclusion for funding this project. And the debt exclusion is funding this outside of the 2.5% percentage increase that is allowed for taxes each year. Key element that sometimes people in our discussions do not seem to know. If people don't come out and vote, the project does not go forward. So we need a yes vote to go forward. A quicker update. We're doing them for you.
Yes. Thank you for going to the open house with us, trying to get out the information. I just feel like people are misinformed. I'm seeing stuff.
I don't know how to combat the social media.
I don't either. And I mean, I came to that meeting too on the 27th and there was an hour-long presentation and I feel like you guys did a really nice job with going through all of the information and explaining it and breaking it all down. So I just hope people know what right information is and they go out and vote.
And we're continuing to try to, as we go through channels like that, revamp the website so that if there's something that people are saying they're having difficulty finding, we get that on top. And so, for instance, someone said at the last forum, they couldn't find the information on schematic design.
Yes.
It's now the very first thing you hit on the website. So,
Thanks.
and the town Facebook page does advertise when we have forums. So,
Okay.
and I would believe the senior center probably will advertise when they have the luncheon, at least in their.
Yeah.
Newsletter.
Now, when is the lunch in there?
Next Friday.
Oh, Friday the 13th.
Yeah. 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Trolley system will be running.
Okay. An update, yep. You have a gift of $50.
do. So in your packet, you'll see that Principal Connor Martin requested for the school committee to accept the $50. This was from former longtime employee Diane Tiago. And she would like to make this donation in memory of Fred Lafayette, who was the principal of Maple Shade, who first hired Diane as a paraprofessional, and also in memory of Terry Olajars, my predecessor. I get a little emotional about that. She was a great lady, who worked as a business manager in the superintendent's office when Diane Tiago was here as a secretary.
Mr. Lafayette was my principal. I remember.
So thank you, Diane, for that.
Very nice.
Take a motion to accept the gift, please.
A motion to approve the gift of $50 to Maple Shade School donated by Diane Tiago.
Okay, motion made by Kate,
Second.
second by Antonella. Discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed nay. Carries 5-0.
Great, we'll get that deposited.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, a field trip.
We do. So there's a music field trip heading out to New York. This is in April, so they're well ahead of planning stages here. They have support, obviously, of Mr. Page. This is a trip that we've taken in the past where they try to take in a Broadway show but also try to do some other activities that help support their love of music. This year, usually it's been Ms. Ford in the past. She has gone on to an administrative position in the district, and so Mr. Cannon is picking up this trip.
Comments? Motion for an approval.
Who are the students attending? Just the ones that are in?
Generally, it's the folks that are in the music programs. Instrumental music and chorus and orchestra.
All right.
Sure.
I move to approve the approval of the vocal music department New York field trip as presented.
One motion made by Kate,
Second?
second by Antonella. Kate, I don't know if you know, if they come to us if they're out of state. That's the criteria for field trips to come to the school committee.
Okay,
So we see them if they leave the state,
all right.
and that's why we have this. Motion made and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed nay. That motion carries 5-0. You can use the turf.
Yes, so we have a letter to the school committee, Mr. Thompson, from Ms. Prather, who is the director of the rec department, and this would be a request. They have a pretty heavy schedule on all the fields the 29th of October. And so they're asking if there's a possibility to begin on the turf on that day at 11 a.m. instead of 1 p.m. They also indicated that they would not use the sound system for the early games.
It is a Sunday, you said.
Yes.
Yeah, so church, the last mass is at 11:30. Is that what they mean? They'll wait till that last, so after
They
one.
won't use the sound system.
Okay.
Yeah.
A motion to approve.
I move to approve the use of the ELHS turf by the Recreation Department on Sunday, 10/29/2023 at 11 a.m.
Motion made by Antonella,
Second?
second by Sarah. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed nay. That carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Finally, the raise of hope.
So this is somewhat consistent requests. We have both each year to use our parking lot, and then they have a bus system that takes them over to Forest Park for the walk. Or their walk against for support of breast cancer survivors and research and so forth.
Yeah, Kate, please.
A motion to approve the use of the ELHS parking lot for Rays of Hope on Sunday, 10/22/2023 from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
We open the building for that, you know?
We generally have not opened the
Oh,
building
okay,
because they have the buses, they park, and then they go.
great. Motion made by Kate,
Second.
second by Antonella. Any other discussions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed nay. Carries 5-0. Okay, with that, we have come to the conclusion of our meeting. Amy, thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you. Thank you for being here tonight and your words. And with that, I would say motion here.
So moved.
Motion made by Antonella,
Second.
second by Sarah. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed nay. Motion carries 5-0. We are adjourned.